Welcome, friends, to this episode of CNS Viewpoint. Today, we are going to discuss about something which I am experiencing right now, and this is a usual experience for many of us who are living in countries where roads, road movement comes to a halt whenever VVIP movement takes place. So, whether it is chief minister, or prime minister, or governor, or serious senior ministers, officials, etc., then they are passing by, that the traffic movement comes to a halt. And it is such an irony because in our constitution in India, equality, the value of equality is enshrined right in the preamble. But those who are elected representatives of our democracy, whether it is at the at the very grassroots level, look at the village panchayat level, or you look at the topmost level, you will find that the culture of the royal lifestyles and royal housing, big salaries, if you compare it with the salary of a daily wage worker, the average salary in their own constituency, you will find that there is a huge, very big disparity. And the kind of vehicles they move on, whether they are private vehicles or those are owned by the government. If it is owned by the government, it is even a bigger irony because it is people's money which is being spent in purchasing those very expensive vehicles, very expensive vehicles. And of course the kind of palatial bungalows and houses or palaces, palatial residential facilities which exist for those elected representatives, including whether it is the president of the nation, or it is the prime minister, or it is the governor, or it is the chief minister, other ministers, bureaucrats, which who are not elected representatives but appointed officials. That kind of facility is so unjust. It is so simply not justified at all, and all at the cost of the public money. And in a country where homelessness is a reality, in a country where poverty, hunger is still a reality, in a country where malnourished children are a blot, because probably India still is the home to the maximum number of malnourished children. And so this list will go on, and it's a very long list if we start talking about the human development problems and challenges that are confronting our nation. We can keep shifting the blame, we can keep discussing and having dialogue on whom to blame, but the one thing, friends, look very clear, that we cannot resolve inequality or uproot inequality from our society if elected representatives and government officials themselves will not be able to embody the values which are enshrined in our constitution, and equality is definitely, most certainly, one of them. Ram Manohar Lohia ji, famous socialist leader and thought leader, he had suggested a very good and very insightful mantra for addressing economic disparities in our society. He professed that the ratio of 1:10 between the lowest and highest income in the society should be the maximum. This gap should widen, which he meant that no one should earn more than that, if 10 times more than the lowest income in the society. And if you think about it, the most important, who does the most important work, which is essential for in terms of sustenance of human life? During the pandemic, we all saw Dr. Sandeep Pandey, Magsaysay awardee and noted social political activist. He has been saying this since so many long years, that the most important work is done by the farmer, because what she produces sustains life. And it is such an irony that the farmer has to struggle in our democracy for minimum support price. You and I will probably ask for not only reasonable wages for our services, but actually we will try to get whatever maximum is possible. We are not eyeing for the minimum price which for our services. But look at the person who is doing the most important work, which is essential for the sustenance of human life. So the irony is this, and this kind of inequality, where people who do most important work, whether it is Taj Mahal, or it is the Parliament of India, or it is the five-star hotels, or it is the White House in US, or it is the Eiffel Tower in Paris, or it is any building. All these buildings are made by laborers, by workers. They are made by workers. But do you know that if you look at who gets paid, proportionately, then you will realize that the people who make our homes may themselves be struggling for a decent housing. So decent housing rights, decent income rights, wage rights, based on the principles of equity and parity, I think those are very, very fundamental. And we cannot resolve the lower spectrum of this income divide unless we address the other side of the spectrum, where a very small, tiny minority of people are concentrating wealth and power. So this cannot be allowed in. So there has to be a cap on maximum income in any sane society. This uncontrolled building of money by industrialists or politicians or others is just not okay. This is really a very major challenge. This has to be curtailed. We strongly believe that if we truly have to deliver on goals of socially just and ecologically sustainable society, the only way forward will be when we all, you and I included, and that of course includes the richest of the rich, the powerful of the powerful, and of course the poorest of the poor, that we all have decent housing. Comparative, we all have decent housing. No one should have opulent housing. No one should have. No one needs opulent housing. We all need decent, humane housing, humane level of income, so that we can meet our daily needs with the human dignity and go about our lives. But we don't need to, ugly levels of income. So because that is not a sustainable model. So if everyone cannot get a salary of the richest of the rich, then we have to look the other way. The opposite of poverty is not richness, that everyone has to be like a business tycoon. The opposite, if we have to end poverty, we need economic justice, we need redistributive justice, and we need a world where all of us can live like human beings, and with the equity, rights and justice in the center, in the core. So let us hope that farmers who do the most important work, if they get the minimum support price, then the maximum income in our society should not be more than 10 times of that amount, for sure. And that could be one of the models. So with these thoughts, let me conclude today's CNS Viewpoint, and with some other thoughts we will be back tomorrow at 5 p.m. in CNS Viewpoint. do join us. Thank you, and stay safe.